This is this is our lesson 7. So our lesson 7 is what we're working on today in our reading book, Kumon Grade 1. In lesson 6, we talked about our blends, bull, coal, full, and pull. A blend is where you have two sounds and you squish them together so they sound like one, but they're still two separate sounds. You still can separate them. Today, we're going to be using the r sound instead of the l sound. So our blends today are b, r, burr, k, r, cur, f, fur, and g, grr. So that R sound is at the end of each of those consonants for today's lessons. So let's put this away and take a peek at the directions for number 1. Do you know what today's date is? Are you able to write down today's date? Do you know the month and the day and the year? Do you remember how to write your name? Those are things you can do all by yourself without my help, so I want you to try it. Make sure you're trying that. Okay, our first job is to trace the words below. So here are some words, and we're always focusing on that very, very beautiful handwriting so that we can pinch our pen. If you don't remember how, you pinch the pen and tip it back, and then tuck your finger underneath, okay? So we have a brick, a brag. He's bragging because he got a trophy. That's not very nice. Cry, crab, frog, front, grass, and grab. Oh, she grabbed that right out of her hands. That wasn't very nice either. All right, let's practice writing those words. We have brr. Two sounds together make brr, blend. Brick, brick, brag. When you win, it's really hard not to brag and be so proud to tell everybody how great you did. But it's not very nice to brag. Brick, brag, cry. That Y is really tricky. Look at carefully how I write that. I make my slant down, I pick up, and then I slant through the line. My Y needs to sit here on the line. All right, this is the time where you are going to pause the video and finish this all by yourself. And you are going to come back and check your work. So if you're watching now, your work looks like mine and you've traced all of those words, thinking very carefully about where those letters sit on the line. Look at all the G's that go underground. Look at the Y that goes underground. Another G. This is a tricky one because only the front part of the car is colored in. Do you see the back part of the car is not colored in? And that's how they're using that as front. They could have used a front door. That would help too. All right, let's go through and read the words. Brick, brag, cry, crab, frog, front, grass, grab. She grabbed that doll right out of her hands. That was not nice. Okay, we're going to use those same pictures to help us down here. There's only a couple of new ones. This color is the color brown. And this is a picture of a crib, like a baby crib. We call this crib. All right? So I will read through these words with you, and you're going to have to match them up. Brag, brown, cry, crib, front, grass. Remember, This is the one where you're drawing a line from this dot to the dot that matches. I'm going to pause the video and finish this work by myself. You pause your video and you finish your work, and then you can check it when you're done. So if your work looks something like this, then you're all done. Let's check and see if you got all the matches. Brag, brag. Brown, brown. Cry, cry. Crib, crib. Front, front. Grass, grass. All right, if it doesn't look like this, pause the video now and check it and fix it. Okay, so fix it and practice saying those words. And then when you're ready, unpause the video and move on. So your work is all up to date, and now we're looking at number 3. The directions say, write each word below. Use the pictures as hints. A hint is another word for a clue. Here are the pictures. Do you remember? Cry. There he is crying. I can write the word I. Remember that Y goes through the line? Cry. Okay. Frog. Brown. Grab. Brick. And crib. Those are the words. They're all here on this first page. So I challenge you to find them by yourselves and try to write them down correctly and then check your work. Okay? So I'm going to pause the video and you're going to finish this all by yourself. Okay, if you're watching, then that means that your work looks like mine. We have cry, frog, brown, grab, brick, and crib. If you didn't get the right words in the right spot, or you spelled any of the words different from what I did, please pause the video and fix it. If you spelled a word wrong, all you have to do is draw a line across it and write it in the space above. Easy peasy. Let's move on to number 4. Complete each phrase using a word from the box below. Do you remember what a phrase is? Words together that is not a sentence, okay? So words put together that's not a sentence is just a phrase. Use the pictures as hints. So we're going to use these 4 words. This is the box. Sometimes it's called a word box. And we're going to use these pictures and we're going to write these phrases. So here we go. This one looks like frog in front. Brown brick. Cry in the crib. Grab the grass. So I've said all the sentences correctly. Pause the video and write in all the answers. All right, let's read all of those phrases. Frog in front. Brown brick. Cry in the crib. Do you see here how I made a mistake? And I just drew a line through it, left a little space, and wrote the correct answer. So sometimes that happens. You just make a mistake and you just cross it off and move on. Please don't forget the space. That's an important part. Cry in the crib. Grab the grass. And there you go. This is what completed work looks like. So if your page looks all finished just like mine, and you wrote all of those words the same way that I did, you probably don't have the mistake here. Then you get 100 right at the tippy top of your page, and you can draw your fun little smiley face in your 100. Whoop. Okay, there we go. And that's what it looks like to finish